Hi friends, and welcome back to my channel. Today is Money Monday, where we talk about all things finance, and I share my favorite tips with you on how to get out of debt, save money, and live life fabulously on a budget. Today I'm going to talk with you guys about 4 things that we no longer spend money on and give you 3 tips on how you can find things to cut out of your budget that will save you money. Let's get right into it. Okay guys, so if you listen to Dave Ramsey, like I do constantly, one thing that he says is that your income is your biggest tool to A, get out of debt, but also to build wealth. And so whichever phase of the baby steps you're on, it's so important to make sure that you're using your income wisely and that you're making it work for you. So one way to do that is by cutting out things that we might see as necessities in our lives that we can really get by without. So today I'm going to share with you guys 4 things that we've cut out of our budget since starting the baby steps, and 3 ways that you can start to evaluate your budget and the things that you purchase or spend money on and see which things you can cut out and hopefully give yourself some room in your budget and give yourself some extra power with your income. So the first thing that we no longer spend money on are car washes. Now, we don't buy car washes anymore because, one, they're so expensive. If you go to the gas station and look at like the car wash option, the cheapest one that I've ever seen I think is $7, and the most expensive one is like $12 or $13. So that's quite a bit. I mean, that's about, well, for my husband for sure, it's some of them are over half of like a fill up for his gas tank, right? His car typically takes about $20 to fill up. So just one car wash is well over half of that amount to fill up his car. So we no longer spend money on car washes. We either will wash our cars ourselves, or we get this little coupon book at the beginning of each year, and they have a bunch of coupons where if you buy gas, you can also get a free car wash, and if you purchase that, you can choose to upgrade it for like $1 or $2 to like the fancier car washes. But that is one way to save a ton of money, and we obviously have to put gas in our cars anyway, so using those coupons is a great saver, and you get a free car wash out of it. The second thing we no longer spend money on is cable for our TV. Now, we gave up cable about a year ago at least, probably even a little bit longer. Yeah, definitely a year ago. And we honestly have not missed it a single bit. For one thing, we just didn't have enough time to watch TV, and prior to that, when we did have more time, literally we would just come home and like sit on the couch and just watch TV because there were so many options and so many different shows on, and we just found that we were vegging out on it and it was wasting a lot of precious time. So once we got, of course, to a place where our lives were busier, we weren't even watching the TV at all. But like even now, we'll sit down to watch something like on Hulu, and we'll watch maybe an hour like or an episode of TV probably every couple days. I'm definitely like have less time to watch TV than my husband does, but even when we do have downtime, it's really very specific and focused, or I'm up like doing stuff and we are working around the house. So one thing we've cut out is definitely cable, and we do not miss it one tiny bit. We find that we have much more productive family time and much better time just together, and we actually interact rather than just vegging out in front of a TV. The third thing we no longer spend money on is a gym membership. When we were first engaged, we spent a wad on gym memberships, and I literally never went. I was so uncomfortable working out in a gym. I didn't feel like I knew what I was doing, so I paid for personal training sessions, and I felt even worse after that because I felt like I was yelled at the whole time, which was terrible, and so they just never worked for me. My husband did go to the gym frequently, but definitely not enough to cover the cost and make it cost effective for what we were spending. So we cut out our gym membership and we haven't looked back. And the fourth thing that we do not spend money on are pre-packaged snacks. Now, this is something my mom taught me a long time ago. When we would go to the grocery store, I would always want to pick up those little cute packages of like Cheez-Its or like the little cookies, and especially like the little like mini cookies. Those were always my favorite for some reason. And my mom would say, look at the price of those compared to a box of the regular crackers, or a box or package of the regular cookies. And so I'd look at that and I would compare them, and she would even tell me to like divide it into the ounces to see what the cost per serving was and things like that. And really, you do not save any money by buying that little package, and it's often not nearly as much as you get when you buy the entire product or like the full-size product. So what we do is we purchase the full-size products, We even purchase a lot of family size things if the price makes sense, and we just package them up ourselves. You guys have seen this in our lunch prep video where I will go through at the beginning of a week and I will just package up a ton of snacks for us to grab throughout the week. So we make our own little mini packs, and that saves us a ton of money. Okay guys, so now I'm going to share with you 3 tips that you can use and that we use to help cut things out of our budget. Now, number 1 is to ask yourself if it's really truly a necessity. For example, a gym membership. For us, we loved having a gym membership, or at least my husband did, but it really wasn't a necessity. We have tons of gym equipment, we have tons of DVDs, and so we knew that having that gym membership was just an extra layer and an extra added cost. Same thing for us with cable. We liked it, it was a nice convenience, and it was nice to be able to watch any show that you wanted to on any channel at any time, but was the benefit of it really worth it, or were we using it to its full potential? And the answer was no. So for us, those things are not necessities at all in our lives, and so we decided to cut them out and to see how we would do without them. Okay, so tip number 2 is to go on a trial period without that service or convenience. Now, this is something that is really, really helpful because it will help you to see that, okay, number 1, it's not necessities if you've already decided that, but maybe you just really like it and you can't imagine your life without it. Give yourself a trial run without using that service and see really how your life is different because of it. Do you really see an effect of not being able to use that, or did you kind of not even miss it towards week like 2 or 3? Ask yourself that and really give yourself the opportunity to test out the waters, so to speak, and see how life is without that certain item. And tip number 3 is to find something free to replace the service or habit with. Now, for example, like I said, we got rid of our gym memberships and we had a ton of opportunity here in our own home to work out. We have tons of DVDs that we use to work out, and also a lot of different gym equipment in our home already that we didn't need to go to the gym and use. So for us, we already had those free things laying around. So I would challenge you to find what you already have that is free and that will use the same basically service or function in your life, but will save you money by not having to spend extra money on that particular convenience. So guys, those are the 3 tips that I have to share with you on how to start cutting things out of your budget, as well as 4 things that we no longer spend money on since starting the baby steps. Thank you friends so much for watching. I would love to know what one thing is that you no longer spend money on, so leave it in a comment below and I will definitely check it out and see if it's something we can no longer spend money on too. Have an amazing day guys. Thanks so much for watching.